We are very close to reaching an agreement. And like I said, we have made several concessions because we want this fight. We want Joseph's body in the right shape to enter our biggest ever training camp. Hopefully in the next week to 10 days, we will be able to say it's Anthony Joshua. One thing I can tell you as a fact is that Sky UK wants this fight. They want Joseph Parker. They want Parker in front of Joshua, and that helps us with our negotiations and gives us leverage. Those are the words of Kevin Barry, who is the trainer of WBO World Heavyweight Champion Joseph Parker. It appears at the moment, judging by what has come out in the public arena, that Joseph Parker versus Anthony Joshua is far more likely to happen than Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Joseph Parker is from New Zealand, and his fights, correct me if I'm wrong here, are shown on Sky in New Zealand. Obviously it's Sky New Zealand or whatever they call it there, but it's the same company owned by Rupert Murdoch. So it makes sense what Kevin Barry was saying, that Sky want the fight because Sky have Joseph Parker signed to them in effect. I don't know if he has a long-term contract signed with them, but in effect, he's a Sky guy. His fights have been on Sky in New Zealand. So it makes sense that the UK branch of Sky are looking to make this fight between Joshua and Parker. It's an in-house fight for them in terms of a television network. Deontay Wilder is based in the US, and Sky, as far as I'm aware, don't own any sports networks in the US. I could be wrong. I know Fox is owned by Rupert Murdoch as well. They maybe do have a sports division, but they're not one of the major networks. And certainly they're not the ones who show Joseph Parker fights in the US. That would be HBO. And they don't have nothing to do with Rupert Murdoch as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm aware, sorry. So yeah, from a network point of view, it makes sense to me that Sky want Joshua versus Parker more at the moment. Or maybe they see it's an easier fight to make at the moment. So that's what they're pushing for. Whether it's Joshua versus Wilder or Joshua versus Parker, I just hope we get to see a unification in 2018. At least one unification at heavyweight. If Joshua is able to come through, or whoever comes through, the unification involving Joshua is going to have 3 belts. And that will put them in a very good position when it comes to becoming undisputed champion by facing off with Deontay Wilder, because they're going to go into that as the boss at a negotiating table. Wilder at the moment is apparently demanding 50-50 from Joshua. Joshua and Hearn are saying no way. Well, if he goes to Wilder after beating Joseph Parker with 3 belts, I mean, whatever percentage Hearn and Joshua were willing to give him before is going to be even less if they're able to get Joseph Parker's belt, or even if Joseph Parker is able to get the 2 belts of Anthony Joshua. So yeah, just some update for you there, guys, in terms of what's going on with Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker. Apparently negotiations are going relatively well. We hope a fight can get signed in the next couple weeks, and I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully you'll keep me updated. Which fight do you want to see more? Joshua versus Parker or Joshua versus Wilder? I know Wilder is the bigger name. I know he's the bigger puncher than Joseph Parker, but that doesn't necessarily mean stylistically he's got a better chance than Parker's got. It doesn't necessarily mean stylistically he's going to make for a more exciting fight against Joshua than Joseph Parker will. Then again, it might be the case in both those instances. I'm just throwing it out there. So let me know how you feel about everything I've talked about in this video, the whole negotiation process, and again, who you'd like to see Joshua in with next, just from an entertainment standpoint. Joseph Parker or Deontay Wilder next? Do you think any of these unification fights in the heavyweight division are going to happen in 2018? And if so, which ones? Let me know what you think in the comment section, people. It's happening. I'm out.